everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got some 1961 New York Yankees baseball here on August 19th, 1961. Got the Yankees traveling out to Cleveland, take on the Indians. A little different lineup here for the Yankees in this game. We got leading off playing second base Bobby Richardson, batting second and playing third base is Billy Gardner, batting third playing right field Roger Maris, batting fourth playing center field's Mickey Mantle, batting fifth playing left field Yogi Berra, batting sixth playing first base is Elston Howard, batting seventh doing the catching is Johnny Blanchard, batting eighth and playing shortstop's Clint Boyer, batting ninth doing the pitching is the chairman of the board, Whitey Ford. Let's see who he's going to be facing today with the Cleveland Indians. The Indians leading off playing second base Ken Asmont, batting second playing center field Jimmy Pearsall, batting third playing left field Johnny Francona, batting fourth playing third base Bubba Phelps, batting fifth playing right field is Willie Kirkland, batting sixth doing the catching is John Roman, batting seventh playing first base is Vic Power, batting eighth playing shortstop's Woody Held, and batting ninth and doing the pitching for the Tribe is Barry Latman. Let's get down here to the stadium, folks, and get this game started. 007, hey, here, I'll stop this for you for a minute, 007. I forgot to show you how to look at transactions and all in the last video. So we'll exit this real quick, save and exit, and we'll show you where that's at here. So you go back to the main screen here, 007. You go down to reports, and you go to team reports, and we'll click on the Yankees, and you go down here to transactions, and this shows you all the transactions, trades, deactivations, activations. So the next one for the Yankees is going to be on August 29th when they activate Bob Turley from the DL. So like I say, they do have DLs and they have call-ups and releases, and they definitely have trades in here, like I say. So you can see there they traded Art Detmer to the A's, traded Darren Johnson to the A's, traded Danny McDermott to the Twins, and they traded Ryan Dern and Johnny James to the Angels. The only thing it doesn't show is if you want to see who the Yankees got, like with this trade, you have to go to the Angels and see who the Angels traded to the Yankees. Now that does put the whoever the Angels traded on the Yankees, you just don't see it from the Yankee page. So on that trade, it was Tex Clever and Bob Serve came over from the Angels rather to the Yankees. So that's how that works, bud. And then if there's a move that you know of and they didn't do, you go here to view player and moves. And you just click on the player highlighting, and you can go up here to this roster moves, and there's all the things you can do. You can activate him or deactivate him. You can retire him. You can toggle him so he's on your opening day roster. You can release him. So that's how you do all that, bud. Sorry I forgot to show you that in the last video. So now let's go back to the game here. And we'll resume game. Oh, like I say, sorry, bud. Like I say, I got off of there. I was trying to get done so Legends could play. And like I say, forgot all about wanting to show you that. So here we go. We got Barry Latman on the mound for the Tribe. He's got a 3.71 ERA. This will only be his 11th game he started. He's 7-4. He's got 2 complete games, and he's saved 3 games. And he's going to be going up against the red-hot Bobby Richardson, who's gotten that batting average up to 262, folks. If you've been following this season, you know Bobby was right around the 240 mark. sometimes even in the 230s. So he's been on fire. He's got 3 home runs and 47 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Bobby. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll be the first out of the ball game here. And now we got Billy Gardner in the lineup today, and he's playing third base. They moved Clint Boyer over the short. And Billy Gardner's hitting 268 on the year, folks. In limited play, he's got 2 home runs and 8 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the hill at short. He fires over the power at first. That'll be out number 2. And that'll bring up Roger Maris. Roger's hitting 265 with his 49 home runs and his 99 RBIs. He'd like to get the 50 and 100, that's for sure. Here we go, pitch to Roger. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Phelps has got it, and the Yankees go down in order, 1, 2, 3. We move to the bottom of the second. Yankees nothing. Monte do up, Pearsall and Francona. And you got Whitey Ford on the mound with his 2.87 ERA. This is his 31st start of the year. He's 18-7. Well, this is his 30th start of the year. He's 18-7. He's got 10 complete games on the year, folks. And Ken's batting 259 with no home runs and 5 RBIs in limited play. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, I believe. Yep, strike 3. So Whitey starts the game off with a strikeout. 1 down here in the bottom of the first. And Jimmy Pearsall's up now, batting 326 with his 3 home runs and 28 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Gardner's down there today, and of course the ball finds you when you're not normally playing, and he fires over to Howard, who's not normally over at first. It's a different combination, but that leads to an out. That brings up John Francona, only hitting 245 on the year, 7 home runs, 51 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Francona, and that's going to be a base hit in this right field. And with 2 outs, runner down at first, and that'll bring up John Phelps. Phelps is batting 245, 12 home runs, 50 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field, and that'll end the inning. And we go to the top of the second. It's still a 0-0 game, folks. We got Mantle, Howard, Bear rather than Howard. So first up is Mick, 294, 38 home runs and 114 RBIs. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. That ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is gone. And just like that, Mick gets the Yankees out to a 1-0 lead. He comes back in the dugout, sets inside Roger. It's his fastball, not fast enough. And Yogi's up now, hitting 317 on the year, folks. Having a great year. 23 home runs, 63 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Yogi. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Ken at second. That'll be out number 1. That brings up Mr. Howard now. And Elston's batting 333, 11 home runs, 51 RBIs. And he gets a hold of this, folks, and he yanks that ball in the right field. Goes the other way with it. He'll make a big turn, but he's going to hold put down at first with 1 out. That'll bring up Mr. Blanchard. They're doing the catching today, and Johnny's only batting 229. The Yankees would like to see him start getting hot here before the end of the year. Here's the pitch to Blanchard. And that's not what the Yankees want to see, though. And they got Howard stealing, and he ain't going to try to steal. So that's 1 strike on Blanchard. 0-1 pitch. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, and Blanchard strikes out. Howard's still down at first with 2 outs now for Clint Boyer, who's playing shortstop today, folks. He's batting 241 with 10 home runs and 45 RBIs. And that's going to be a Swing and a miss, strike 3. So LATMAN comes out and strikes out the last 2 after Howard gets on. We go to the bottom of the second. It's 1-0 in New York. We got Kirtland, Roman, and Power due up here for the Indians. Willie's batting .265. He's got 26 home runs on the year, folks, with 85 RBIs. And he grounds that ball to Bobby Richardson down at second. And that'll be out number 1. Sorry, that ain't a ground ball. That's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Oh, Whitey with that X factor strikes out Kirtland. That brings up John Roman, batting .292 on the year. And again, that's going to be a swing and a miss. Whitey's dealing today, folks. That's his 3rd strikeout of the game. That brings up Vic Power now. And he's batting .230 with 1 home run and 42 RBIs. And that might be a strikeout the side. No, that's a ground ball down to Bobby. He's up with it, fires over the first. And that'll end the inning. But 1, 2, 3 goes to Tribe. Talking about Whitey, he'll lead off, followed by Richardson and Gardner. Whitey's batting .176 on the year, folks, with 7 RBIs and a double. And that's just going to be a lazy fly ball out the left. Francona's out there, makes the catch for out number 1. And that brings up Bobby Richardson, the hot hitting Bobby Richardson. He struck out his first time up. Here's the pitch to Bobby. And that's going to be a lazy fly ball in the center field. Jimmy Pearsall's out there. 2 fly balls, 2 outs. And that brings up Mr. Billy Shotgun Gardner. He grounded out the 3rd his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. So the Yankees go down in order here in the top of the 3rd. We go to the bottom of the 3rd, the bottom part of the order due up here for the Indians. Held, LATMAN, and then back to the top of the order. And Woody's batting .248, 11 home runs, 43 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the 3rd, and Gardner can't field that cleanly, folks. That's going to be an E5, and that could be something to watch out today. This is not the best fielding Yankees team they can put on the field. So you got a held down at first. LATMAN up. He's going to try to bunt him over here, get him in scoring position with 1 out. Barry's batting .048 on the year. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be bunted down the 3rd. Gardner makes up for that bad play. He's going to fire that ball down the Boyer at short, and they're going to get the lead runner. So now you got LATMAN down at first with 1 out and back to the top of the order. Aspromonte's up. He struck out his first time up against Whitey. And that's going to be another swing and a miss, strike 3. A big strikeout for Whitey. Now there's 2 outs and a runner down at first. And Jimmy Pearsall's up. He grounded out the Gardner's first time up. Not this time, folks. He squares this one up against Whitey. And he drives that ball into the gap in right field. And that's going to score Barry and tie this game up, folks. So just like that, it's a 1-1 game with a runner down at second and 2 outs. Jimmy Pearsall keeps his hitting going. That brings up John Francona. He's 1 for 1 with a single. Here's the pitch to him, and that's going to be a ground ball down the 3rd. Gardner, nice play, robs him of a base hit, fires across the diamond, and that'll end the inning. But the Indians do come across with a run and tie this ball game up. We go to the top of the 4th, 1 apiece. We got the M&M boys up, Maris and Mano, and then followed by Yogi. Roger, he grounded out the shortest first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. Kirtland's got it. That'll be out number 1. Here comes the Mick. He hit his 39th home run of the year earlier in his 115th RBI. See if he can go back to back, Jack. Not quite. He gets under this one. Matter of fact, he swings under it. That's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. That's 2 outs. That brings up Yogi. Yogi grounded out the second his first time up. And that's going to be a base on balls. Yogi will trot down the first. And that'll bring up Mr. Elston Howard. Can he drive in Yogi and get the Yankees back in the lead? He'd singled his first time up. Here's the pitch to Howard. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. And that'll end the inning. The Yankees strand 1. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Tied up 1 apiece. You got Phelps. Kirtland and Roman due up here. Phelps flew out to Rogers first time up. And not this time, folks. He squares this one up against Whitey. And he drives that ball into the gap in right field. He splits Roger and Mick. And he's standing down at second with a leadoff double. Go ahead run at second. Nobody out for Kirtland. And Kirtland struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a let's see if I get this right here. 30-26. There we go. That's going to be a ground ball to Gardner. His only play is going to be over to first. That's going to get Phelps down at third with 1 out. And the Yankees are going to bring the infield in, try to keep that lead run from scoring. Johnny Roman has struck out his first time up. Why do you like to see another one of those? And that's going to be, I think, a pass ball. Wow pitch. And that'll score the go-ahead run, folks. So now it's a 1-0 count on Roman. Nobody on. But the Indians take a 2-1 lead. Here's the pitch to John. And that's going to be a ball 2 on him. 2-0 count now. Whitey's getting into some trouble here. But he gets a ground ball down the third out of it. Gardner's busy today. Fires over the first for second out. Here comes Vic Power now. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out the second his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And that'll find Boyer down there today. He fires over to Howard. And that'll end the inning. But they score 1 and take a 2-1 lead here, folks. We got Blanchard, Boyer, and Ford, the bottom part of the order up. Johnny struck out his first time up. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a ball 1 on John. Here's the 1-0 count. Can he take advantage of it, folks? And he most certainly does. He drives that ball in the left center. Pearsall gets over, cuts it off. But John standing down at first with a leadoff single. That'll bring up Clint Boyer. See if Clint can do something here, folks. He struck out his first time up. And he sure does. He gets a hold of this, folks. And that ball is driven into the gap in right field. And that's going to have Johnny down at third. He's going to hold up with nobody out. He ain't trying to get thrown out at home. So we got second and third for the chairman of the board. Can he help himself here, folks? Whitey flew out the left his first time up. Let's see if he can get a base hit here and maybe score 2 and give the Yankees our lead back. Here's the pitch to the chairman. And that's going to be hit back to the mound. And he's going to look the runners back. LATMAN's going to fire over the first. And now there's 1 out, still second and third. And he couldn't ask for a better hitter to be up here for the Yankees right now, the red-hot Bobby Richardson. He's 0 for 2, though. Here's the pitch to Bobby. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. And that's not deep enough to get Blanchard in. Now, all of a sudden, we had second and third and nobody out. Now it's second and third and 2 outs. We got Billy Gardner. Can he come up with a big base hit here, folks? Here's the pitch to Gardner. And no, that's going to be a ground ball down the second. And that'll end the inning. And a disappointing inning. You get the two lead-off batters on, get them in scoring position, and don't score. And we go to the bottom of the fifth. It's still 2-1 Cleveland. We got the bottom part of the order due up for the Tribe. Held LATMAN and then back to Aspermonte. And Woody is 0 for 1. He did reach on an error, though. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Boyer. He fires across the diamond. That'll be out number 1. That brings up LATMAN. And he's 0 for 1. He reached on a fielder's choice trying to get a bunt down and did score. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. That's Whitey's 5th strikeout of the game. And now we're back to the top of the order. Nobody on, 2 outs. And he's trying to get the hat trick on Ken. Let's see if he can get her. And that's going to be a pop-up on the end. Partner calls off everybody, takes it himself, and that'll be 1, 2, 3. We get to the top of the 6th. We got the M&M boys up, Maris and Mano, and then Yogi. Rogers due here, folks. He's 0 for 2. See if he can get a hit here. And he does more than that. That ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is going. That is his 50th home run of the year, folks, and his 100th RBI. And Roger Maris with one swing at a bat has just tied this game up. Nick shakes his hand and says, "What was it?" He said a slider that slid the wrong way. And Mick's up now, and he's homered earlier in this game. See if they M&M boys can go back to back. And not back to back, but Mick drives that ball into center field, and he's got himself a base hit. So Mick's standing down at first now with the go-ahead run. And here comes Mr. Clutch himself, Yogi Berra. He's grounded out and walked. See if Yogi can drive Mick home from first. Mick's got that great speed. And that's going to be a ground ball down the first. Powers up with it. He's going to fire it down the held at second. They won't be able to turn 2, but they get Mick down at second. So now there's 1 out and Yogi at first. For Mr. Howard, who's 1 for 2, single and flew out. And that's a base on that. That's 2 balls and no strikes. LATMAN's got the Z quality. Here's the 2-0 count. Can Howard take advantage of it, folks? And he sure does, because that ball is blasted in the left field. And the Keystone Cops are playing out there today, folks. And Howard's a round in second. He's headed to third. He's a brown-eyed, handsome man, and he's in there with a triple, folks, as all the Beatles would say. And the Yankees take a 3-2 lead. And with 1 out, you got Howard down at third for Johnny Blanchard, who singled his first time up. Be nice to see Johnny get another hit here. And now that's going to be hit down the short. And Howard, some reason, was taken off with contact. Held's going to fire home, and they're going to get Howard at the plate, folks. I don't understand what he was thinking. So now we got 2 outs. Blanchard down at first. Some bad base running there by the Yankees. So Clint Boyer's up. He's already doubled today. He's 1 for 2. Blanchard down at first. It'll take a heck of a double to score him. And that's going to be a pop-up in the infield. And Phelps calls for it. Makes the catch in fair territory. But the Yankees scored 2. Home run by Roger. And then the triple by Howard. And this game is 3-2 New York. We got the bottom of the 6th, Pearsall, Francona, and Phelps due up against Whitey. And Jim's 1 for 2 with that RBI double. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. Whitey's 6th strikeout, and he's starting to look like Glenda Ronstadt out there, folks. He's throwing nothing but blue bayous. Francona's up. He singled his first time up and grounded out the third. And that's going to be a Swing and a miss, strike three. Back-to-back strikeouts. Can Whitey strike out the side here, folks? Here comes Phelps. He's flew out the Roger and he's hit a double. And that's going to be a pop-up in the infield. And Boyer down at short today. He's out in the grass. He makes the catch. 1, 2, 3 goes the Tribe. We go to the top of the 7th. We got Ford due up, then the top of the order, and Richardson and Gardner. Whitey's 0 for 2 today. Here's the pitch from Whitey. And that's going to be a ground ball down the first. Vic Powers got it. Calls off Barry. That'll be out number 1. That brings up Bobby Richardson. Bobby's 0 for 3 today. 2 fly balls to center and a strikeout. And that's going to be hit down to Vic Power too. And again, another easy play. They might want to hit it somewhere else this inning. Here comes Billy Gardner. He's 0 for 3. Grounded out to third, struck out and grounded out to second. That's going to be a lazy fly ball in the center. And the Yankees go down in order, and we make our way to the 7th inning stretch. It's 3-2 New York. Whitey will be facing Kirtland, Roman, and Power here in the 7th inning. Kirtland's 0 for 2, struck out and grounded out. And that's going to be popped up behind home plate. And Johnny throws the mask off, makes the catch for out number 1. That brings up John Roman. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. He struck out and grounded out. And that's going to be a ball 1 on him. 1 ball, no strike count. And that's going to be a pop-up. He gets under that one. And Bobby Richardson says he's got it. Out in short right field for out number 1. That brings up Vic Power. And he's 0 for 2, grounded out the second and the short. And that's going to be another pop-up. And this time, Clint Boyer's going to take charge. And that's a 1, 2, 3 inning. We go to the top of the 8th. Yankees hanging on to a 1-run lead here, folks. We got the big boys due up. Maris, Mano, and Berra. Roger homered his last time up for his 50th home run, folks. And they always say, talk to me in September if I got 50. So he's got 50, and it's not even September yet, folks. Can he break Babe Ruth's record? He's on pace to hit, let's look here, 60-some home runs. Let's see what it is here. This is game 122 for the Yanks. See what pace he's on here. 50 home runs, 122 games. Rogers on pace to hit 66 of them. Let's see if he can get number 51 here today. Here's the pitch to Roger. And no, that's going to be a ground ball down the first. Powers up with it. He's going to toss it underhand, the Barry covering. That'll be out number 1 here in the 8th. Here comes Mick. Mick's not at the 50 mark. He's only got 39, but he's got 115 RBIs on the year, and he's 2 for 3 today, folks. And that's high. That's far. Mick says he can do 2 today. And that's home run number 40. So Mick's hit the 40 mark, folks, and 116 RBIs, and he gives Whitey a little insurance run there. It's 42. So Mick comes across the plate. Yogi shakes his hand and says, another fastball that wasn't fast enough, huh, Mick? And old Yogi's 0 for 2, but he's walked, reached on a fielder's choice, and scored. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. And Barry's in all kinds of trouble here in the 8th. He's due up second here. Sure, they'd like to see him get through this inning. He's got Johnny Blanchard up next. Howard rather. then Blanchard. So he'll definitely pitch to Howard. Let's see if they got a lefty in the bullpen. Stigman's getting up. He'll probably come in to get Blanchard one way or the other here. Howard tripled his last time up, folks, with Yogi at first. See if Howard can do something again here. Here's the pitch to Elston. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Jimmy Pearsall's got it. And that'll be out number 2. And like I say, Sigmund's going to come in here, pitch to the lefty, and they'll pitch hit for him. They don't want this game getting further out of control. And I don't know if we're going to pitch hit for Blanchard. Might pitch hit for Blanchard with Scowron. Let the Moose play first. And bring Howard in to catch. I think that's what we're going to do. So the Moose is going to come out to hit for Blanchard, since they brought the lefty in. And there's Scowron. So the Moose comes in, batting .284, 34 home runs and 111 RBIs with Yogi down at first. If you've been watching these broadcasts, you know what I think of the Moose this year. I think he's the MVP of the Yankees. I know Mick and Roger, but I mean 111 RBIs, and some of them have been some big RBIs when they've gotten past Roger and Mick. And Moose is delivered to help win the game. Here's the pitch to Moose. And that's going to be a ground ball down the held. He's going to go the short way over to second. That's going to end the inning. And the Yankees score 1 on the Mantle home run. And now we may even take Boyer out of the game. And we are. Boyer's going to come out of the game. Or do we do this? We're going to take Gardner out of the game also. That's what we're going to do. Bring Demetrius in to play short. Move Boyer back over to third. And we're going to shore up this defense here for the Yankees with a 2-run lead going into the bottom of the 8th. So let's see here. Go to the bench here. And Joe's going to come in. He's going to take over the 2 spot. Yeah, Joe's going to take over the 2 spot. And he's going to play short. And then Moose is going to come in. He's going to play first. Boyer's going to stay in the game. He's going to play third. And Howard will stay in the game, and he's going to catch. So that shores up the defense a lot with a 2-run lead here. So let's see. So here we go. Now we got held. Pitch hitter for Stigman, and back to the top of the order for Whitey here. And the top of the 8th. If Whitey gets in any trouble here, Luis will be coming out of the bullpen. Like to see Whitey make it through the 8th. He's due up second. And we'll pitch hit for him. So here we go. The hit hold. He's 0 for 2. And that's going to be a ground ball down the first, I believe. Now that's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Nice job. That's Whitey's 8th strikeout of the game. And we'll have a pitch hitter here for Sigmund. And Chuck's going to come off the bench here for the Indians. Pitch hit against the lefty Whitey Ford. And Chuck's batting .246 on the year with 3 home runs and 14 RBIs. Here's the pitch to him. And that's going to be a base on balls. So Whitey walks the pitch hitter. Brings the tying run to the plate, folks. Sure. And Ken is 0 for 3 against him. He struck out twice and popped up the third. Here's the pitch. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. This ain't good. And that ball is driven into the gap in right field, and that'll score Chuck. And that'll make it a 1-run lead, folks. And that's going to be it for Whitey, as they're going to bring in Luis here. So Whitey's coming out of the game. Luis is coming in. See if he can get through this 8th inning with a 1-run lead. Just hoping Whitey can make it through. Back-to-back base runners now. Jimmy Pearsall's up the bat. Whitey can't lose the game, but he can still have a no decision. All righty, runner down at second, 1 out. Jimmy 1 for 3 with the double. And that's a big swing and a miss. Strike 3. Big strikeout there by Luis. 2 down now. Francona at the bat. He's 1 for 3. Singled, grounded out, and struck out. And that's going to be another strikeout. Luis comes in, throws the heat, and gets out of the inning, folks. And the Yankees go to the top of the 9th with a 1-run lead. It's 4-3. And he's going to come out here and pitch for the Tribe. You got Boyer followed by Luis, who will definitely stay in the game, and then Richardson. So you got a righty, lefty, righty. And I think they're going to bring in Bill Daly. Is going to come in the game, folks. When was the last time Bill pitched? He pitched 2 days ago, so Bill Daly is going to come in to pitch. Like I say, he'll be facing Boyer, Luis, and Richardson. Boyer's 1 for 3. Can he get on base here, folks? And that's going to be a pop-up down the third. Phelps has got it. That'll be out number 1. 1 down here. Brings up Luis. I think he's had 2 at-bats this year. 5 at-bats. He's 2 for 5. Not bad. See what Luis can do here, folks. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Strike 3. So that's 2 quick outs. We're back to the top of the order, and Bobby Richardson here in the 9th. Yankees would like to have an insurance run. Bobby's 0 for 4. It'd be nice to see him get another hit here today, folks. And he does. He drives that ball the other way. He'll stop at second. So we got 2 outs. Bobby Richardson on. Like I say, he's a hitting machine. And Joe Demetrius is up for his first bat. He's only batting $162 with no RBIs. It'd be nice to see him get a hit this time, folks. And that's not going to happen. That's a fly ball out to Kirtland. He comes in a few steps, makes the catch. And that'll end the inning. The Yankees holding on to a 1-run lead. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Phelps, Kirtland, and Roman due up here. Can Luis hold this lead? Bubba's 1 for 3 with a double. And that's a base on balls. Don't want to see that. The tying run down at first. Go ahead, run at the plate. In the way of Willie Kirtland, he's 0 for 3 today. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short or third. That's going to be an infield hit. Infield hit. All of a sudden, Luis has got himself in a heck of a jam here, folks. We got the tying run at second. The go-ahead run at first. Yankees need a double play in a bad way. Roman has struck out and grounded out and popped up. And that's going to be popped up behind home plate. That's a big out. As Mr. Howard's back there now, he makes the catch for out number 1. So a ground ball double play here ends the game, folks. Powers 0 for 3. He's grounded out the second end short and popped up the short. And that might end this ball game, folks. Let's see. That's a ground ball down the short over to Richardson at second. He fires over to first, but Vic Power, he's fast enough to beat it out. So the Indians still got a shot here. We got runners on first and third now. Tying run 90 feet away. Woody Held's up. Here it is. Their last out. And he gets a hold of this, folks. He clears the bases with a double in the center field, folks, over Mick's head. And the Indians take the lead. Geez, you Pete's. Not good at all. Held down at second. That's a 5-3 win by the Tribe. A walk-off double. Luis blows the save. Unbelievable. What a tough loss by the Yankees. Whitey's in the dugout. He ain't very happy, folks. Sure. Walk-off double. By Woody Held. Sure. The Yankees 4 runs on 10 hits, folks, and 1 error. The Indians 5 runs on just 6 hits. The Yankees blow 2 home runs by the Mick and a home run by Roger. Mick and Roger were 4 for 8 with 3 RBIs. That's part of the problem. They was all solo shots, folks. All solo shots. The Yankees were 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position. They had their chances. Left 7 men on. And the Indians just scattered a bunch of hits and scored, folks. And none bigger than Held's double there in the ninth. They was only 1 for 6, but they only left 3 men on base. They took advantage every chance they got. Whitey goes 7 1/3, gives up 4 hits, 3 runs, walked 2 and struck out 8, and gets a no decision, folks. Luis comes in, drops his record to 2 3. He's 1 1/3 innings, gives up 2 hits, 2 runs, and walked 1 and struck out 2. Bill LATMAN pitched 7 2/3, gave up 9 hits, 4 runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, and 3 home runs, and gets a no decision. Stigman comes in and gets that last out when the Yankees was trying to add more to it. Pitches a third of an inning, and Daly comes in, pitches the top of the ninth, gives up a hit and a strikeout, and gets the win. He's 1-0 for the Tribe. I want to thank 007 for stopping by here. Check out his channel. He's doing a lot of inside pitch. Now we'll go to Fast Drive here. We got the Tigers hosting the Red Sox. Let's see what happens here. Can the Red Sox help the Yankees out here in Boston? And no, the Tigers beat up on the Red Sox. Red Sox 4 runs on 14 hits and 2 errors. The Tigers 12 runs on 14 hits and 2 errors. And Colavito with 2 home runs on the day, folks, 5 RBIs. Now we go to Kansas City for the A's against the White Sox. Let's see what happens out here in Kansas City. And the A's beat up on the White Sox, 2 runs and 3 hits and no errors. And the A's 8 runs, 13 hits and no errors. And then you got the Twins traveling out to California to take on the Angels. And the Twins beat up on the Angels, 14 runs, 14 hits, 1 error. The Angels 3 runs on 6 hits and an error. And look at that. Who is this Billy Martin? 2 for 6 with 3 RBIs is who he is. Billy Martin came through for the Twins. And then the last game in the American League is the Orioles traveling down to the nation's capital to take on the Senators right down 95, taking a bus, staying in their own beds. And the Orioles shut out the Senators, 3 runs on 7 hits and no errors. The Senators, no runs on 5 hits and 1 error. Let's take a look at the standings and the leaderboard here, folks. So the Tigers on a 6-game winning streak pick up a game. They're 8 games back of the Yankees. The Orioles on a 2-game winning streak. They're 10.5 games back now. Look at the Twins on a 7-game winning streak, 12.5 games back. Then you got the White Sox who are 17.5 games back on a 4-game losing streak. Angels are 28 games back. The Tribe 28.5 games back. Red Sox 32 games back. The A's 41.5 games back, and the Senators 41.5 games back. They've both been eliminated officially. Got Elston Howard leading the league with a .335 batting average. You got Roger now with 50 home runs. And then you got Gentile with 45, Killebrew and Mick with 40 apiece. Norm Cash with 120 RBIs. Mick right behind him with 116, followed by Gentile with 114. You got Scowen with 111, Colavito 103, and Roger, he hits the 100 mark, folks, in the loss. Jim Bunning still leading the league with a 2.11 ERA with his 19 wins. Whitey for the second start in a row can't get his 19th win. This one's not his fault. Bullpen blew it for him. Luis stuck on 30 saves after blowing that game, folks. Roger still leading in MVP voting. Bunning's now leading the Cy Young ahead of Bill Stafford instead of Whitey. And Mick's batting .341 in his last 11 games. They don't got Bobby Richardson up there. They should. Bobby's hitting the heck out of the ball. Jim Gentile's batting well, .325 in his last 11 games. Frank Thomas for the Braves batting .412. I knew he started getting hot in his last 9 games. That's nice to see. Norm Cash, look at that, .382 in his last 11 games. All righty, folks. Well, thanks for stopping by. What time is it here? It's 5 o'clock. I don't know if I'll be back on later this evening or not. Around 10 o'clock, Bernard's going to be doing a 1914 game, so check out Bernard Strom's channel, folks. Until next time, y'all have a great evening, and y'all take care.